Hello, my name is Rob Kairouz. I am a graduate student at the Huff Graduate School of Business. My area of specialization is in business management. I'm also pursuing a graduate certificate of audience analysis from the College of Journalism and Communications. For this presentation, I will be portraying a member of the Seattle PD crime analytics team. And I will be imploring businesses and residents to have a little bit of awareness with some emerging trends in crime. Hello, my name is Rob Kairouz. I am coming to you here from the Seattle Police Department. I am a crime analyst here at the Seattle PD. And the goal of this presentation is to raise awareness in businesses and residents regarding a few crime trends that have been developing lately here in the city of Seattle between 2008 and 2021, and a few things that you can do to avoid being a victim of crime. So here are the types of crimes that have occurred in Seattle between 2008 and 2021. The vast majority of them are property crimes. 70% of all crimes in Seattle are property crimes. 3 times more likely to occur than the other 2 types of crimes combined. The other 2 types of crimes being crimes against society and crimes against a person. By far, of all the property crimes, larceny is the most common type of property crime. As you can see right here, between 2008 and 2021, larceny has been by far the most common type of property crime. There's been well over 300,000 instances of larceny that have occurred between 2008 and 2021, almost 3.5 times more than the next category, which is burglary. If you put burglary, property damage, car theft, and fraud, it would still be dwarfed by larceny. So larceny is by far the most common type of crime that occurs here in Seattle and is the most common type of property crime that occurs. What exactly is larceny? In Seattle, larceny is trespassatory taking and carrying away of personal goods from the possession of another with the intent to steal. So if you walk into a Coach store and you see a really nice bag that you like and you just walk away with it, that is larceny. If you go to a buddy's house and they happen to have a really cool Game of Thrones sword, Long Claw, and they just pull that out, and you're like, man, I really want to take that. And you've had a couple of drinks and you're just going to take it home with you. Guess what? You've committed a crime of larceny. You've committed a property crime. What days are the most frequent where property crimes and larceny occurs? Well, the most frequent day for larceny crimes occurring in Seattle are Fridays. You're 7% more likely to experience a larceny crime on a Friday than you are any other day of the week. The next day is Saturday. You are 4% more likely to experience a larceny crime on a Saturday than you would any other day of the week. So you have to be really careful with Fridays and Saturdays, as those are the days specifically that a larceny crime is most likely to occur. Now, when do these property crimes take place? When do larceny crimes take place? Well, crimes take place at midnight, they take place at noon, and they take place at 6 p.m. Funny enough, midnight is when most bars tend to close here in Seattle. At noon is when people are going to lunch, and around 6 p.m. is when people are either leaving work to go home or they're leaving work to go to their favorite haunt here in Seattle. And this is data that's being compiled between 2008 and 2021. So how do the latest crime trends from 2021 compare from the aggregate data between 2008 and 2021? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So property crimes are still the most common type of crime that occurs. 76% of all crimes are property crimes. 17% of crimes are crimes against a person, and 6% of all crimes are crimes against society. So again, in this instance, most of the crimes that occur tend to be property crimes by a wide margin, wide margin. Again, you're 3 times more likely to encounter a property crime than you are any other type of crime here in Seattle. Digging a little deep into the property crimes, larceny is by far the most common that occurs. It's still the most common that occurs. It's almost 3 times more likely to occur than burglary. If you combine burglary, property damage, car theft, and fraud, it equals about to what larceny is. Larceny is, again, the most frequent type of property crime that occurs here in Seattle. So how does it compare with the days of the week? What days of the week are you most likely to be a victim of a property crime, of a larceny crime? Here in Seattle, the days that you're most likely to be a victim of a property crime in 2021 are the same days. It's still Friday and it's still Saturday. Fridays and Saturdays are the most active days. You are 8% more likely to experience a larceny crime on a Friday than any other day of the week. And you're 3% more likely to experience a larceny crime on a Saturday. So Fridays and Saturdays, that end of the week, are the most common days to experience a larceny crime here in Seattle. How do the overall trends in 2021 compare to the overall trends between 2008 and 2021? If you look at it, they're quite similar. It's the same exact peaks. The biggest peak occurs in 2021 at midnight. So that is the biggest peak right there. The next peak occurs at noon with a ramp up leading up to 6 p.m. and a ramp down right after that. So it's about the same exact peaks. It's not exactly the same because for the aggregate data, crimes that occurred at 6 p.m., larceny crimes that occurred at 6 p.m. were the most frequent that occurred, followed by midnight. In this case, crimes that occur at midnight are a bit more common in 2021. So what are a few takeaways? Well, larceny crimes are more likely to occur on a Friday and Saturday, but every day is important. Larceny crimes still occur. It doesn't mean that people are not committing these crimes between Monday through Sunday through Thursday. They are still committing these crimes, but the peaks occur on Friday and Saturday. Interestingly, it seems that most people do not commit crimes on Sundays because Sundays tended to be the day with the least instances of crime. What we suggest here at the Seattle PD is to be vigilant after you leave your favorite haunts and bars and restaurants once they close, or when you're going to and coming from lunch, or after work and 6 p.m. So if you're in a business, those lunch times is really when you're going to want to be vigilant. You're going to want to be vigilant leading up to 6 p.m. and after 6 p.m. And you definitely want to be vigilant at midnight because there's a massive spike at around that time frame, followed by a really big dip. What are some potential actions that we recommend here at the Seattle PD? Well, the very first item that we recommend is to encourage awareness in your staff. Allocate some of your resources to safeguard your businesses and residents around those timeframes: midnight, lunchtime, and at 6 p.m., leading to and leading away from 6 p.m. And having some warning signs around your business or around your home, just to let people know if they're considering maybe committing larceny or committing a property crime, that somebody is watching them. And that concludes the presentation. I hope that you've learned a lot, and I hope that you've been able to see some of the trends here in Seattle, Washington between 2008 and 2021, and some of the latest trends that occurred here in 2021. Thank you very much.